Hey guys, so I have wanted to experiment with air layering some of my trees for a little while, but I hadn't had like a real reason to do it just yet. But I finally have one. I have my pecan tree here. It is still quite young, but as I understand, pecans or pecans, choose your pronunciation, they want to have pollination partners. And from what I've gleaned from research, they prefer or you get better yields from having 2 to 3 different types of pecans available to pollinate. And I only have one. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is air layer this branch, and hopefully this isn't too small, but it should be okay, and clone this tree. And what I'm not sure of is if a clone of the same tree is going to be appropriate as a pollination partner, but it'll at least get me started on having multiple trees and have some sort of pollination for having a second pecan. I've also read that they can have male and female flowers on the same tree, and you could, in theory, have fruit set, but you really want to have multiple types of trees to get like a good fruit set. So I'm going to get started with having a second tree by air layering this and see where that gets me. So I'm going to do this one. So there's plenty of ways to do this. You can do the air layering and wrap it with foil, or just like a container from sour cream or butter or whatever, as long as you have some kind of way to encase the branch. So I have these little clippy things that are made for air layering, so it'll be convenient. The first thing I'm going to do is, with a clean blade, I am going to cut back a layer of the cambrium layer, and this is called wounding the plant, if I remember correctly, and that's going to create a space for, I'm not remembering all my terms, but the plant will ideally send out roots from that wounded area into your growing medium, and in this case I'm going to be using a cocoa coir. So I will do this and come back. So I've scraped back, if I can get it to focus, there we go. I've scraped back some of the cambrium layer here, and hopefully this is sufficient for the air layering. And then I'm gonna fill one of these little clippy pods with some growing medium and just clip it on. And this thing has like a little watering spout at the top. So I almost forgot a step. You could tell this is my first time doing this. I want to apply a rooting hormone to help this thing happen. It's not necessary, but it can help. So I'm just going to wet this down a little bit, and then apply this in such a way that doesn't all fall off. There's different types of rooting hormones. There's ones that you can paint on. All I have at my disposal right now is a powder version. There's like gels, I think. So now I am going to apply the clip pod thing. I might need 2 hands for this. Alright, I've got this darn thing on. It isn't a perfect setup, I'm going to tell you, because this pod is a little bit bigger than the branch, so this isn't super secure. I think if I didn't have, it's kind of just sitting right here, so it'll work logistically, but I don't know. So now the next thing is I'm going to have to monitor this because it's probably going to dry out pretty regularly, because now that it's warming up. I should have done this in the spring. That's when they suggest that you do air layerings, is in the spring. And now I'm in the summer, so it's very warm. So I'll just have to monitor this and keep it wet. And hopefully we'll be seeing some growth in the coming months.